Nope, I'm right next to you. That's why I was at disruption, and I heard the door opening and closing, and it sounded like it was coming from this side of the room. Adjacent to you.
I just got back from dinner. I'm changing to meet a friend for a drink.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well, I don't need to know your business. I was just wondering about the noise level. That's it.
Sorry for disturbing you.
Okay, no problem. Have a good one.
You too.
Pay attention to the light activity, the shadow on the ground and on the wall. And that's a sex offender engaging in, first of all, federal stalking, pacing in and out, the bowling ball activity, while hostile to capturing what is the evidence that's being published on the internet. And I'm going to also publish it via podcast. This is a sex offense that 361's engaging in concert with all the rest of them. That's just the one that's engaging in the particular iteration of the P.O.C. They're all monitoring together. They're all sex offenders keeping a woman under surveillance and also monitoring on the video of the internet. And doing so while they're monitoring what I'm uploading regarding the criminal pattern of conduct as I'm publishing videos, trying to obstruct internet connection, slow down internet connection, whatever they can do. It's not working, but this is what the demons are doing. And while I'm documenting, I want to make sure I capture this castbox.fm. This is where my podcast is published to Spotify, and it provides all of the podcast websites where the podcast is available. Castbox looks as though they have obstructed the ability to access this. This is relevant for what is exposing corrupt companies, those that are hostile to exposing corrupt governments that are conspiring to murder and kidnap American citizens. The inability to access it through the direct link, which is the personalized link to your website. And again, as I'm accessing these, the demons who are in relevant positions, such as this demon whose face you see, who is propagating audible activity, which is amplified in volume, creating sensational activity, sounding like bowling balls dropping when you're just opening and closing the door. They're doing so with simultaneity to what I do on a communication device. They're doing it in the hotel where the entity is stalking in helicopters and pacing in airplanes, keeping a fake sun over the hotel, walking in that hotel hallway with engineered light. The shadow is appearing very vivid on the ground. It's more like an obese size shadow. It's not normal light activity that's on the ground, and also it's on the wall where you pay attention. Look at the video again, and you'll see the light activity that's inside of the hotel. You saw the light activity inside of the parking garage. That's nothing other than a demon who's group stalking me inside of my hotel. All of the evidence is surrounding that. So I went out and got that demon's face. And I want to also expose what they're all simultaneously monitoring as I'm reviewing it. And this is speaking to, again, obstruction and facilitation that's occurring online. And this is obstructing the ability to directly access my podcast on castbox.fm. But then again, penetrating, trying to get to the same thing through different ways. My podcast, which I created and I published onto Castbox FM a long time ago. Again, the more that you expose the people of the state, license plates, their addresses, their images, the deeper I get into the documentation, the more you have people that are engaging in such conduct, which is serving to obstruct justice. Now, this is no operation of a legitimate business. You remember, the landscape is different. It's not the exercise of private speech. It's discrimination with regard to just picking and choosing which ones. And this is, again, what is castbox.fm, who's going to be attributed. This conduct is going to be attributed to Castbox, and it's serving to threaten the life of an American citizen who is publishing a podcast, exercising freedom of speech, which is not protected. It's no privacy rights. They're monitoring American citizens. There's no genuine privacy. In addition to that, the state that's keeping you under surveillance has no privacy. All right, so you're talking about what is, on the one hand, obstructing my ability, thinking that, I guess I can't get to my podcast, but I know better than that. And I'm finding this is what I have already published on castbox.fm. And yet, for some reason, not only is my podcast not coming up in order to see the very episodes, but my podcast still remains on the site, which is what I know. I created an account, I opened it, I published it, shared the RSS feed, and castbox.fm, which represents the people of the state online. And I want to be clear, there is a basis for the federal government to prosecute. And that's based on the criminal conduct that the government engages in concert with the very people of the state who engage in what is obstructing the ability to access evidence, which is serving to save your life and protect your safety and whatnot. And engaging in cherry picking podcasts on your website for no legitimate reason. And this, again, 502 bad gateway, this is very vague. You're not given a reason why. And it can literally be written off of, there's just an error. And it's not just an error. There is no such thing when the government's monitoring you, and then when you're also exposing the fact that the government is monitoring you. And this is one of the means that the people of the state engage in that. And then you have the demons that are surrounding me monitoring that, monitoring what it is that I'm reviewing on my computer. And so this demon, this Asian male, a demon-possessed group stalker engaged in federal stalking, he is going to federal prison. I document him. He's a violent sex offender and is still engaging in that sexual violence, monitoring a woman inside of a private space on behalf of the state, who flew over the hotel in helicopters. In the same helicopter where a fake sun is remaining all day long, all of the state's P.O.C. is underway, and that is a state actor engaging in criminal surveillance with FAIRFIELD by Marriott, who's going to be prosecuted as well. Their employees are going to federal prison. This corporation is going to be prosecuted for federal stalking, prosecuted for engaging in a sex offense in the shoes of the state, facilitating state surveillance, where all the people of the state are staying in this hotel, engaging in the state's pattern of conduct. So I just want to point out the P.O.C. as it's underway online as well. And this is relevant for us speaking to what Castbox FM is facilitating and the inability to access it. And the link is shared on my Spotify podcast, and it's shared, the ability to share it. And then Spotify provides what are links to where you can access it. Every other website, iHeart has my link that remains active. So this is something that is within the control of that website, Castbox themselves, obstructing my link. Castbox, looking into where Castbox is headquartered, where they're located, I can look into that. And the entity is engaging in conduct that is serving to threaten the lives of an American citizen. And these are the type of things that I want to speak to, because the entity is not exercising free speech when they engage in this conduct. And you are enabling the government, protecting a corrupt government who is engaging in this criminal pattern of conduct. And so this is speaking to the same demons that are stalking on the freeway, molesting with engineered light. They own websites and they obstruct justice in this way. It's as simple as that. It's the people of the state. And the government acts through the people of the state. And Castbox FM is engaging in what is something analogous to taking my videos off the internet and whatever it is that I'm talking about, including the sun in the sky. All right. But why are they engaging in taking off my podcast from their site? You're aware of the substance. All right, this is a matter of what is obstruction of justice in any way. The entity is engaging in this conduct, and as I saw, for example, let me go back. I just want to document this and see. This is my podcast where I saw, let's see. Yeah, Crime Junkie is on here. Crime Junkie is another. I'm not picking that particular podcast for any reason. It's just another podcast that was available, and I was able to view it. And then I was able to get in and access the reality of my podcast that remains on the website, which is Castbox FM, just unable to access the podcast themselves. So anyway, I want to make sure I simultaneously expose that. And I also want to get to that was the pattern of conduct. And these are demons that are monitoring online, engaged in federal stalking. All of an entity is doing that. They're doing it in concert, stalking in commercial airline planes, stalking in helicopters, stalking on the roads and the highways, just like you saw. The demons coming onto the grounds, doing anything to engage in the elements of monitoring, including just coming in and delivering a package, engaging, in other words, the malicious form of engaging in something with regard to some sort of service to the property. And all they're doing is engaging in state surveillance. And it's all about me, literally. It's all about me. And you know that because of the entirely unnatural environment that follows me as I go back to wherever I remain. And then you're aware of what nothing other than it's a circus full of demons who are playing cops and robbers while this system remains underway, ready for that criminal system to take center stage as I come to San Diego. And you're understanding that they're not under the natural environment. This is a fake sun that remained over me en route to San Diego. And so you're looking at what is the specific environment as I am traveling from place to place. And the specific environment includes the people of the state who are engaging in surveillance online. And online, I am blocked from accessing my podcast, which means the federal government not having access when you're using these online websites and publishing the evidence regarding the government's pattern of conduct that is threatening your life and your safety. And this is speaking to, again, Castbox is the one obstructing my ability to I've got all the other links work. It's Castbox in particular, and it's not that it's not still on the website. It is still on the website, unable to actually view the podcast links themselves, and I'm not seeing anything online regarding Castbox FM as a website altogether being out of business at all. So I'm just seeing the inability to access the podcast themselves. So I wanted to make sure that I published that at the same time. It's currently 10:01 p.m. and the entity is engaged in ongoing surveillance. That's an ongoing harassment as an entity that's engaging in a sex offense while the elements of monitoring are underway. All right, so this demon was pacing in and out, and as I go out in the hallway, because I want to see who it is, because I'm going to document them, so I just went on ahead and captured video since that poll came out, so I can get that demon's face, that sex offender's face on camera. And that's exactly what that third party, he's going to federal prison anyway. So I want you to see the faces of the sex offenders. I want you to see the faces of the demon possessed, okay? And you're going to see all races, all colors, all languages, all heights, whatever skin tone. Your understanding will have nothing to do with the condition, the spiritual state, which is being in darkness in this criminal conduct. It's occurring amongst all the races, all ages, okay? It is currently, again, 10:02 p.m. and this is P.O.C.